So what is the CBI calling for?
What businesses here in the UK want to see is a smooth transition to a new relationship with the EU. So we want to stay in the single market and a customs union with the rest of the EU so that we can see that smooth bridge to when a final deal is in force. That's what's really important. And I think it's also clear, make no mistake, this is about how we leave the EU. It's not about whether we leave or not. We are leaving the EU. It's about making sure we have the smoothest possible transition to that new relationship. That's what businesses here in the UK want to see, but it's also what businesses around the rest of the EU want to see as well. And we need both sides to agree to that transition early on, as soon as possible.
And what are the risks of a no-deal scenario?
Well, what we would see is, first of all, our trading arrangements would fall under WTO rules. And that means we would face tariffs on our exports of around 4% on average. But even within that, there'd be huge exceptions under certain products. So meat, for instance, would face a tariff of 26%. That would make it really hard for UK businesses to stay competitive. And we'd also face tariffs on our import costs. And that means higher prices for consumers as well. So it would have a big impact on the economy. And I think the other part that people don't talk enough about is all the non-tariff barriers, all the mutual recognitions of rules that make it easy for us to provide legal services around the rest of the EU, for our banks to provide financial services, to make goods and services flow around the whole economy across Europe. And for that, we need to have these mutual recognitions of rules. And if we fell into a no-deal scenario, we wouldn't have those rules in place. And we could face a situation where we just weren't able to trade our vital services around the EU. And that would really have a big damaging impact on our economy, on our jobs and investment here in the UK.